my brain is fried. I was kind of like, what do I? How do I feel right now? I kind of teared up when I had the whole flashback. When he had the sword against his neck, I was he had the whole flashback to when he was a young kid again. I was kind of like, oh man, the feels. I was kind of like, oh Christ, I'm crying right now because this is sword Gintoki as a child, and basically he says your sword cannot touch me. I was like, no. Like, you know what happened? When I saw him smile, went to the mask off, saw him smile, I was like, no, 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 no. It's kind of like, don't do that. I would shout, don't, no, no. I was like shouting at the screen, just like, that's the worst thing you could have done. I was like, that is Shoyo. You could not tell me any different. But then I read into his name. Utsuro actually means hollow and empty. I was kind of like, okay, so it kind of gives me context on his actual entirety of his character. In a sense, I basically then read into Shoyo's kind of like backstory, I would say. It's kind of really confusing. The whole entire thing is confusing. But I was kind of read into it and I kind of went, oh, okay, so he's deceased as Shoyo. Shoyo's dead. But he's actually living on as Utsuro. So Utsuro's basically is like, he's taken over, Shoyo's been taken over by Utsuro. He's basically not exist, his personality doesn't even exist anymore. Utsuro is basically his personality now. So Shoyo's personality is dead, but his body's still living. It's kind of like, so then who did Gintoki kill? And then basically again, Nobume just says, look, he's both Shoyo and not at the same time. You're not the one who killed Shoyo. He's the one that killed Shoyo. It's kind of like, okay. I was like, I was even, you know what even affected worse was the fact the hand afterwards when he blasted that thing and Gintoki was basically in that line of fire. I was kind of like, oh Christ, so basically that's over now. It's kind of like, well, okay, screw that. I guess I don't know. I was like, is Gintoki alive? Is Gintoki alright? I was kind of like, he can't die in that situation. There's no way in hell he can die. But then basically the hand was there the whole time, and Shinpachi saw him, basically went, no, and then basically started saying Utsuro, and then yeah, it's revealed he wasn't dead. I was kind of like, thank you, Christ, love of Christ, he was alive. I was kind of like, thank you. It's just the fact at the end we start screaming, guys, that's who the hell is that? I was kind of like, see, I don't even freaking know. I was kind of, you don't really elicit fear into Gintoki, but that just elicit fear into me. He realized that ain't Shoyo. He ain't the Shoyo he used to know before. It's someone else. It's someone completely different. It's not who he knew before. Yeah, he knows a sword. He knows everything like that. But the person in there isn't Shoyo. It's kind of like, whoa, Jesus Christ, alright. It's kind of like, and the fact that Okita couldn't actually land a hit on him or kill him. It's the fact that Okita was actually shaking as well. I was just like, it's not one of those things you see very, very often. He knew who he was fighting was an enemy. He knew who he was fighting at that point wasn't a person he's never fought before. He knew at that point he may not even come back out alive. He knew at that point that, God, that's actually who's standing right in front of me right now is an enemy. He's not a person I've ever fought before. He actually might kill me. I was kind of like, Jesus Christ. When he started shaking, I was like, that's something I've never seen before. That's kind of really scary. It's kind of like, one of the most scariest things of the whole episode was just that one scene when he was basically, his hand was shaking. I never seen Okita's hand shake that much. I was like, damn. I was like, this is too freaking much. I was just like, oh man. And then basically Sasaki going, look, I never actually thought this was ever going to happen. I never thought it was actually going to happen to fruition. That basically the gods and everyone like that was trying to go against me. I was kind of like realizing, yeah, he actually bought the big guns. He realized that that guy, Utsuro, is an unstoppable being. I doubt your whole plan will ever succeed, Sasaki, at that point, because he's an unstoppable being. You saw that Gintoki was landing hits in him, but he was just healing himself. And the fact he was actually an Naraku leader as well. It's like, as he has a healing factor as well, so basically he's unstoppable. He's literally an unstoppable being. Makes you realise that maybe, I just don't freaking know. I was kind of like, oh my god, my brain is fried right now. Kind of like, everything, every single episode this whole week, and I watched a race like last week, and I was kind of like, okay, well that was a brain teaser. This was freaking like, over the top. It's turned into freaking goat Tama. This turned into freaking, my brain hurts Tama. I was kind of like, what do I even feel anymore? It's kind of like, and the Boomage basically just, oh my god, decimated as well. You just like, don't kill my waifu, just don't touch her, just leave her alone. Man. And Kagura basically is a strong character as well, and Kagura can landing hits on him, but really couldn't do anything much more than that. Couldn't phase him, nothing could phase him. Even when Nobume basically landed a hit in his foot, it's like, I got you, but he didn't actually phase him. You can see in his eyes, he's like, eh. It's kind of like, Christ on the bike. But I was kind of like, I saw him first on set, I was kind of like, oh Christ, that's Shoyo, isn't it? I was like, that's Shoyo. And then the fact when he actually took the hat off, and took the hat off, and he stood there and smiled, I was just like, it's kind of like, Oh, there's just that one point I said before. I was screaming at the screen. I was just like, "You do not do that. Don't do that." I kind of that point of that realized. I was like, no." It's kind of like, nah, no. It's kind of like, just don't, please, don't do that. So now basically this whole thing's gonna divulge into my brain's gonna hurt too much. Since I've got to figure out all these different plot points, I've got to read a load of backstory, kind of understand what the hell's actually happened, because I don't think I even saw ever saw I can't even say the words anymore. 4 seasons coming. I didn't even really ever sense that would have been the twist. I was kind of like, Christ. I had a suspicion that Shoyo might come back. I had a suspicion that maybe Gintama didn't actually kill Shoyo at that one point, and since the execution wasn't actually Shoyo, it's kind of like sitting there going, maybe he might come out. Maybe that might be the twist. And I thought, maybe, nah, they can't pull that. I don't think they could pull that. But no, they did. I was kind of like, I'm more shocked in the fact he actually pulled the exact same things that Shoyo used to do. In a sense, he actually did the whole smile and everything. It's kind of like, oh, you don't do that. Don't do that. I just killed my heart. Just killed my heart. And then the ending made the most... It hit you the most. The ending this episode hit you the most. Since you had the whole picture of them in the actual like thing with Shoyo behind, I was like... my heart is broken. It's kind of like, oh man, it's kind of the thing. What he's fighting there, Gintama realizes he's not fighting Shoyo. He's fighting someone else. He knows himself that's a monster. That isn't Shoyo. The fact is, it's like, oh man, it's just too many things in this episode you've never seen before by a character. And it's just the fact that Okita was shaking. I was like, man, it's kind of like, I haven't seen that happen before, but Christ on a freaking bike, this episode was freaking awesome though. I was like, oh man, I thought Sasaki actually might get his plan to come through in the sense, I thought maybe, you know what, I don't think that could have worked in the sense, I don't think he could end the era he tried to protect, end what he couldn't protect, end everything. But, and I thought, no, that could never happen in the sense, I don't think he could ever have won, because Obro's a freaking arsehole. That's all I can say. Obro's a freaking arsehole. Just, oh man, I don't know. This episode was just freaking amazing, but it was freaking intense on the brain. But with What's a Living Driver, if you ever like it, do leave us a quite a bit, leave a sub, do leave us something quite a bit. But with What's a Living Driver, and until later, bye for now.